All right, let's dive into the anatomy of a real nightmare. We're going to break down what happens in this forgotten village, a community that is just completely consumed by an ancient terror, a place where superstition and deception have become a horrifying reality for generations.
So picture this. It's midnight. You're in some crumbling ruins. There's a fire burning, and you hear this chant. That's the village priest, Aghori. And let me tell you, that sound, it doesn't signal salvation. It signals sacrifice. This is the chilling ritual that kicks off our entire story. But this village, it's not just suffering in silence. There's something deeply wrong here. It's empty, eerily empty of children. You could just feel it, right? The question hangs in the air over every single house. Where have all the children gone? And that mystery is what brings an outsider into their world searching for answers.
Okay, to really get why everyone is so terrified, you have to understand their god. This is Moloch. Imagine a creature with the body of a man, the head of a buffalo, and get this, its stomach is a fiery furnace for sacrifices. The villagers truly believe that their survival, their crops, their health, everything depends on keeping this thing happy. And the price for that? Well, it's the unthinkable.
So this brings us to the first part of our story. A village just packed with secrets. An outsider arrives. He's a man of logic, of reason, stepping right into a world completely ruled by fear. And you know why he's there? For what he thinks is just a simple investigation into a closed-down school. So you've got this setup, right? On one side, a whole community, just paralyzed by superstition, totally convinced their fate is in the hands of Moloch. And on the other side, we have Rakesh, a government official who believes in facts and reports, not curses. This is the collision of worlds that's right at the heart of our story. Now, Rakesh is here on official business. The school's records show this really disturbing decline. Enrollment just plummeted from 75 students all the way down to 19 before it just shut down. But look, numbers on a page are one thing. The silence he finds when he gets there, that's something else entirely. The lack of children isn't just some administrative problem, it's this palpable, chilling presence you can actually feel.
So as Rakesh starts poking around, he stumbles upon something that truly rattles his rational mind. He hears the sound of children, which is a huge rarity here. But what he sees them doing, well, it's anything but innocent play.
He finds them playing the sacrifice game, reenacting the village ritual with a little mud statue of Moloch. Think about that. It's such a chilling insight into how this deep systemic fear operates. The horror isn't just some secret the adults whisper about. It has infected the very soul of the village, becoming so normalized that it's now a twisted form of child's play.
And that discovery, that's the first thread Rakesh starts to pull. And as he keeps pulling, the entire fabric of the village's belief system begins to unravel, leading him to a horrifying truth, orchestrated by the one man everyone trusts.
Of course, the people in power try to silence him. Rakesh gets drugged, he's tormented by these awful nightmares of Moloch, but when he wakes up, he sees a real fire glowing out in the ruins. So he follows it, and that's where he finds the priest, Aghori. And right there, amidst the flames, he demands answers. And the answers he gets, they shatter everything. Aghori, the holy man, the village's spiritual guide, begins to confess. He reveals that the years of suffering, the failed crops, the sickness, they were never the will of a god.
It was all a lie, a carefully crafted illusion to maintain control and create fear. It's a classic tool of manipulators, right? You manufacture a crisis, then present yourself as the only solution. The suffering wasn't a divine curse, it was his conspiracy.
Then comes the most devastating blow. The entity they sacrificed their children to, it wasn't a protective god. It was a demon that feeds on them. Their faith had been weaponized, directed toward their own destroyer. And why? For this. Aghori wasn't serving the village. He was exploiting their faith to serve a devil and gain power for himself. It's just a chilling look at the abuse of spiritual authority, where the sacrifices of the many feed the ambition of one. Now here's the thing. Rakesh wasn't alone when he heard this confession. Hidden in the shadows were villagers he had brought with him. And with this revelation, the power dynamic of the entire village is about to violently shift from fear to fury. Everything they believed was a lie, a perfect mirror image of the truth. Their holy protector was actually a killer. The sacrifices didn't appease a god, they were empowering a devil, and the curse was not divine, it was man-made.
Empowered by the truth, their long-suppressed grief just erupts. An old man steps forward, his voice shaking with a 20-year-old pain. He realizes his grandson wasn't a sacrifice to a god, but a victim of a murder. And that one voice, it opens the floodgates.
The fear that held them captive for decades just shatters. They no longer see a priest to be feared. They see a monster to be destroyed. The crowd surges forward, their collective rage finally unleashed. And in a moment of terrible, poetic justice, the villagers drag their false priest to the idol of Moloch. His dark magic is useless against their numbers. They throw him into the fiery furnace of the beast he served, and his screams are silenced forever.
So, the tyrant is dead. The curse is broken. The sun rises on a village finally free. But you know, in stories like this, evil has a way of leaving an echo. The story is not truly over.
For a time, there is peace. Laughter returns. The children play freely. Rakesh, his job done, returns to the city. The nightmare, it seems, is over. But a seed of that evil was planted long ago, and it has been waiting in the shadows.
Years pass. Then, one night, a figure returns to the place where Moloch was buried. He carries a shovel and begins to dig. It is no stranger. He is the son of Aghori, the priest they threw into the fire.
As he unearths the stone idol, he speaks this chilling promise into the darkness. He is not here to repent for his father's sins. He is here to finish his father's work. The legacy of deception and sacrifice was not destroyed, it was passed down.
And this is where the story leaves us, with Aghorim's son ready to resurrect the nightmare. It forces us to ask a haunting question. Was Aghorim the true evil, or was he merely a vessel for a darkness that can never truly be buried? And is this village doomed to repeat its own bloody history?